Still in the cold grip tonight as we hope for a bit of a warm-up soon on the horizon.
Fingers crossed, right?
JC, but I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
No.
Not that I'm a weather expert. It certainly has that feel.
It does. It has the feel of being really cool out there. Plus, you throw the wind in on top of this.
Yeah.
It makes it feel
Cuts right through.
even worse. It could be worse. Looking at these temperatures, we could have a negative sign out in front of these, which it is
True.
right now in Wyoming. It's actually 21 degrees below zero in Casper. But here in central Illinois, we have temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. We're still at 30, though, in Vandalia, 25 in Decatur and in Springfield, 26 in Mattoon, and 27 in Paris. Those numbers don't look bad, but when you factor the wind in, what it actually feels like to our bodies outside tonight, feels like our wind chill values have dropped all the way back in the middle to upper teens. For the rest of the night, we're going to call it mostly cloudy. Temperatures sliding back into the mid-20s by 2 a.m. We'll call for overnight lows around 21 to 23 degrees. Maybe a stray flurry over the next hour or two, especially along and to the north of I-74. Out the door for work or school, we're going to start cloudy. It's going to be cold, so bundle up. Coming up, we do have some snow in the forecast. I'll let you know when a little more flakes than what we saw today will be in the air in just a little bit.
Washington and Gifford.
It's hard to believe that's been almost a year ago. Coming up on Monday. It's one of those days you'll never remember, especially as a weather person or as a meteorologist. You see it coming and there's really nothing you can do. It's that helpless feeling, get the message out, and then after that.
And it was, November.
Yeah, it was November, and it just proves, though, we can have tornadoes any time of the year, any
right.
time of the day, and that's why it's always good to be prepared. Nothing like that in our forecast.
Be prepared for the cold right
Be
now.
prepared for the cold, especially as
buckle
you're out the door, work or school tomorrow morning. We average around 55 for the high temperature this time of the year. We were nowhere near that. 32 degrees today in Decatur, Springfield, and in Taylorville. 33 in Champaign, and 33 is all we mustered in Danville. Here's a look at our very frigid Polk Cadillac Buick GMC of Forsyth Tower Cam. We should hang some icicles there on the logo because it is a frigid night out there. Coming up, what you can expect as you head out the door tomorrow morning, and when some snow could pay us a visit after the break. The chilly air remains in place, and unfortunately over the next 7 days, it doesn't look like we're going to break out of the deep freeze anytime soon. Cloudy and cold tonight. Wind chill values dropping into the teens. Same thing as you wake up tomorrow morning out the door for work or school. Then we focus on snow chances arriving Saturday night into Sunday morning. The way things look, it could be a slick drive to church on Sunday morning. Now, we're not expecting a big snowstorm by any stretch of the imagination. Don't go out and raid the grocery store for eggs, milk, and bread. It's just going to be a little bit on the slick side. It's always that first snowfall that we get here. Everybody kind of relearns how to drive, so just take your time on Sunday morning. Highs, though, the rest of the week in the upper 20s to low 30s. Overnight lows in the teens to low 20s. Casper, Wyoming right now is at 22 degrees below zero. These are air temperatures. It is 9 below in Cheyenne, now down to 3 below in Denver, and 2 degrees in Billings. We look at temperatures across the country right now, temperatures at or below 32 degrees. 52% of the land area of the United States is actually at or below freezing, with a quarter of the population here in the U.S. experiencing those temperatures. So we're not the only ones dealing with the cold temps. Notice how far to the south that cold air gets. It's all the way down to freezing now in Dallas, 47 in Houston. Atlanta's at 46. You want to get out of the cold, it's L.A., Phoenix, or Orlando, and not even going to be able to escape that in central Florida as this cooler air is heading in that direction, not to the extent that we are seeing, but it's going to be cool for Floridian standards. 25 right now in Decatur and in Springfield, 26 degrees in Champaign. We're at 29 in Vandalia and 27 in Paris. The wind still out of the north to northwest this evening at around 10 to 15. So when you factor that in with our current air temperature, here's what it actually feels like to our bodies tonight. Feels like our wind chill values have dropped all the way back in the low to middle teens. Wake up tomorrow morning. Here's a look at our wind chills out the door. We're talking low teens, maybe even some single digits, so make sure you bundle up. By the afternoon, not much improvement either. Air temperatures are only going to be in the low 20s to middle 20s. It feels like temps into the teens, and much of the same right out to the evening. Notice as we wake up on Friday morning, much of the same as well. The good news about Friday morning is we're going to see a lot more sunshine than what we're expecting to see here as we wake up tomorrow morning. Nothing showing up on Live Doppler 3D Max. Maybe a couple of flurries right now from Danville just to the north of Paris, with a few more flurries back off to our northwest into the Peoria area. The bigger picture kind of tells the story. This chunk of Arctic air is being displaced here in the middle part of the country. That's because we have a big chunk of warm air pushing up into western Alaska. When this happens, you get the big deep trough to carve out. It takes that chunk of air from the Arctic, pushes it here into central Illinois, and that's exactly what we're going to be dealing with tonight and really over the next 7 days. Cold air sticks with us. Notice our pressure gradient, these white lines, still tightly packed. That means breezy conditions tonight, tomorrow, and even into tomorrow evening. That's the reason why it's going to feel so cold and our wind chill values will be so low. But as high pressure builds in, the good news is by Friday morning, The wind starts to die down, and that means it's not going to be as bitterly cold as you're out the door for work or school on Friday morning. Then we'll see that next system arrive Saturday night heading into Sunday. Overnight lows tonight, we'll say low to mid 20s area wide with daytime highs tomorrow. Yes, these are highs, not even getting to freezing in most locations. My 3-degree guarantee for tomorrow is a chilly 31, so tune in tomorrow night at 6 o'clock and find out if we can put a little more money in the bank for Bright Minds School in Charleston. Mostly cloudy, low 20s overnight tonight. That wind is going to make it feel even colder. 25 as we're out the door, 28 at lunchtime, up to 31 for the high tomorrow. Sun goes to bed at 4:41. 7-day forecast brought to you by St. Mary's Hospital. There's that chance for snow Saturday night into Sunday. We're not expecting a whole lot, but it could be a slick commute to church. Highs Monday and Tuesday. Don't even make it back to 30. Stick with us.
TV.com. Click on community.
You're ready to shiver tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
I guess you want to call it that.
Sticking around for a
It
while.
is. The next 7 days, it's going to be a struggle to get up and get going in the morning. A couple of flurries could be possible as we head overnight tonight. Otherwise, a mostly cloudy sky. We'll see lows dropping air temperature-wise into the low 20s, but it's going to feel more like the middle to lower teens as you're out the door for work or school because the wind will continue to be blowing. Low 30s for highs tomorrow and on Friday. Saturday night heading into Sunday morning. Do have a chance for some light snow. We're not expecting much in the way of accumulation. It could be a bit on the slick side, though, as you're out the door for church on Sunday morning, so give yourself plenty of time.
All right, thanks, JC. Thanks for being with us.
We'll see you again tomorrow night. Have a great
Stay
night.
warm.
Stay warm.
Yeah.